Okay, everyone, I hope you're doing amazing. And today I'm going to show you how to make a kitchen island and also how you can put materials and a sink and faucet and all that cool stuff. So, once you have your project open, this is just a simple building I made, just simple square, and I put a few windows in for rendering purposes so that when I do render, some sunlight can come through because usually in a kitchen you'll have some windows that are there. So once you have your little building, you're gonna go up here to File, and you're gonna click New, the new arrow, and you're gonna click Family, and you're gonna click whichever system works for you, and then Cabinetry is usually under casework, so that's the one I'm gonna click. You can click furniture if you want, but if you're gonna end up making a schedule or something like that, you might want to do casework. So after I double click that, it's gonna open that element. So you have the reference level, which is a floor plan view. When you go to the right tab, that'll be a right elevation. The view 1 tab is a 3D view. And you have this square here where you can pivot. Obviously nothing's showing because I haven't drawn anything yet. And then the front view is a front elevation. So starting with the floor plan view, these are just reference lines, these dashed lines, and you can add more reference lines if you want. You don't need reference lines, but it just helps if you're trying to get some really accurate measurements without having to do extra work. So the first thing I'm going to make is the actual cabinet base. So I'm going to go up here to extrusion, and I'm going to click the rectangle tool because it's simpler, it's a lot easier. The line tool is not that much more difficult, but for quickness, I'm just going to click the rectangle tool. And as you can see, the depth would be 2 feet and the width would be 4 feet, but I'm going to go a little wider than 4 feet. So I'm just going to start in this corner right there. Doesn't have to be exact because this video is just for an example. But like I said, you can add another reference line if you wanted to go 5 feet or more. So I'm going to hit cancel, or you can hit escape twice. And this is my cabinet base. So I'm going to click this check mark up here. And I'm going to go to the front view. And as you can see, Revit makes the height just some automatic height. Right now it's automatically set to 1 feet. But I'm going to actually pull this up so it can be 3 feet. Now, I'm going to make my toe kick. So as you can see, this is just the right side view of that. So I'm going to go back to my floor plan view, and I'm going to click the Create tab up here and then the Extrusion tab, and I'm going to click the rectangle tool again. So with a toe kick in an island, obviously the toe kick needs to be on all 4 sides because you're supposed to be able to approach your island from all sides. So I'm just gonna draw a rectangle the same size as the one before, and I'm gonna go up here to this half cloud looking icon, and it's the offset tool, or you can just click OF on your keyboard, which I'm gonna do now. And I have my offset set to 3 inches because that's how far back and up I want my toe kick to go. So I'm going to click this line. I'm going to click all the lines, basically. And then I'm going to click the Trim Extend to Corner tool, or on your keyboard it's TR. So I'm going to type TR on my keyboard. And I'm going to click the insides of all of these lines so that it can trim to the corner. And I'm going to hit escape twice on my keyboard, and I'm going to delete these other outside lines because I don't need them. I was basically using these outside lines as reference lines for my toe kick. So now I'm going to click the check mark, and I'm going to go to the front view, and as you can see, it's automatically set at 1 foot, but I'm going to type LI on my keyboard for a detail line, and I'm going to draw it at 3 inches. And now I'm going to want to click this align icon, or I'm going to type AL on my keyboard so that I can align the top of this, which is my toe kick, to the top of this 3-inch line because that's how tall I want it to be. So this blue node here is the top of the 3-inch line, and I'm going to click that. When you're using the align tool, whatever you don't want to move, you should click that first. whatever you do want to move, you click that second. So that's why I don't want this 3-inch line to move. So that's why I click the top of it first. But I do want the top of this line to move. So that's why I'm going to click it second. And as you can see, it snapped to that height. Now I'm going to click escape twice. And I'm going to delete this 3-inch line because I don't need it for this view anymore. So now I need to move my actual cabinet base upward because right now it's not looking right. So I don't need to use the align tool for that. I can actually just select the entire base and drag this blue arrow and it'll snap to the top. And there, this is my toe kick. This is my cabinet base. So now if I go to the 3D view, you can see that's my base and toe kick. And if I go to the right view, it's moved in 3 inches there as well. So this is the cabinet base. And now I'm going to create the drawer fronts and cabinet fronts. So you can have cabinets or drawers, whichever one. You can mix it as well on your island, whichever one you're trying to achieve. But just for examples, I'm just going to do drawers. So I'm going to go to my front view and I'm going to go to the create tab, extrusion, and I'm going to click the rectangle again. Now, if you're doing a sink, you obviously are going to want to do cabinets, or even if it's just a secondary sink, you want to do some cabinets. So I'm actually going to put a sink over here or in the middle. I'm not really sure. I've quickly decided that I'm going to put the sink in the middle. If it's a secondary sink, you might want to put it on the end or the corner. I've seen actual homes like that, and I think it's really cool. Whichever one you decide. So since my sink is going to be in the middle, and I'm not really going for exact measurements here because it's just an example video, but I'm going to click on the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a little drawer front. And then I'm probably going to extend it more, but I'm going to draw some cabinets. If you want to overlay, you want to know what type of overlay you want your cabinet fronts and drawer fronts to be, your cabinet doors. If you want to overlay, obviously go all the way, but I don't want that, so I'm just going to stop right before it gets to the end. And I'm going to hit escape twice. I'm going to select this cabinet door, and I'm just going to copy it over to this other side. And obviously my measurements aren't exact. So I have my cabinet for where the sink is going to go here. And I'm going to actually move this up some more by selecting it and tapping the upward arrow on my keyboard. So that's my cabinet part. And now I'm going to just do drawers on both sides of these. So I'm going to select the rectangle tool. And I'm just going to draw some drawers. And I'm going to hit escape twice and I'm going to copy this one drawer all over. So I'm just selecting it, or you can type CO on your keyboard after you selected it and just copy. And keep in mind, I'm not going for exact measurements. I'm just doing this for the video to show how to make an island. And this is just one type of island. You can make many different types. And now this bottom drawer, I'm going to make a bit bigger. Maybe for like storing bigger pots and pans. Okay, so that is the setup. It's a little off here, but like I said, it's just for the video. So once you're done doing this, your drawers and your cabinets, just click the check mark. I have a little extra line here. Okay, just click. If that warning pops up, it means you have something intersecting or a line overlapping another line, which I had an overlapping problem when I copied this cabinet door over. So make sure you fix that. Once you're done, click the check mark. And I'm going to go to the right view. And as you can see, the thickness, Revit set it at an automatic 1 foot. But obviously, I'm going to bring it down some more by just clicking the nodes. The reason why they're all moving as one is because they were all created in the same extrusion. If I would have had made the cabinets and then press the check mark and then make the drawers and then press check mark, it wouldn't be in the same extrusion. I would have to move all those elements individually. But because I made them in the same extrusion, they're all moving together, which makes it easier. Also makes it quicker to apply materials and all that. So this is the island with the drawer fronts and the cabinet doors. So next I'm going to make the countertop. And to do that, I'm going to go to the floor plan view. So this is the toe cake. These are the cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and this is the actual cabinet base. As you know, countertops have an overhang. So I'm going to go to the create tool again, the create tab, and then click the extrusion tool. And I'm going to click the rectangle tool. Now, once again, if you're going for exact, you might want to add a reference sign that's like 1/2 inch over or 1 inch over, but I'm not going for exact, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to start in this corner and go over a bit. So boom, that's my countertop. You can hit escape twice and then just press the check mark. And I'm going to go to the front view. As you can see, it starts it automatically on the bottom because this is the reference level. This is the floor. Hence why when you go to the reference level tab, it's the floor plan view. Floor. Yeah. So you'll just have to move it up because this is the countertop. Snap the bottom to the top of the cabinet base. And obviously you don't want a countertop that thick. And yeah, so boom, that's the countertop. Looking at the right view. And here is the 3D view. So the next thing you want to do, if you want to add some pools, I can quickly show how you might want to do that. I'm going to go to the front view. Once again, the create tab, extrusion. I'm going to click, if you want to do circular pools, obviously do the circle tool. And you could just do that. And copy down. If you want to do some hand pulls that are longer, you could do that and just copy it over. Obviously, you wouldn't want to put a pull here. I mean, if you want to, it's where the sink is and no one's really gonna open this drawer. This is a fake drawer front. We all know that. So I'm just gonna copy these over and down. They're a little low. I would put them more up in the middle, but this is just for video. And then I'm going to click the check mark. And I'm going to go to the right view and bring this down a lot. Now you see here, it starts it at the cabinet base, not the top, the front of the drawer fronts and cabinet doors. So that's one thing you're going to want to fix in Revit. So see here, it's at the cabinet base. This is where it needs to start on this line. So I'm going to move it upward because that's where it needs to start, not right here. And then move it back. Well, that's actually a really good size. Okay, so back to the 3D view just to check up on it. Obviously, the pools would need a opening right here. I mean, that pool could work, but usually the pools have an opening where you can actually put your fingers through. And I actually have a video on that, so stay tuned for that. So now I'm going to create materials and add materials to this. So the countertop, I want it to be marble. So that's a material I know Revit already has. So once you click your countertop, just go over here to the properties tab. Under materials and finishes, you're gonna click by category in this corner right here. And I'm gonna type in marble. And it's here right here. You want to press this upward area to load the material in your document. And I'm going to click use render appearance so that when it's in like a realistic view or when it renders, it'll actually show up this image right here. I actually have a video already out on how to add your own materials and how to apply your own materials in Revit. So I will link those in the description box so you can check that out. So once you have the material loaded and the graphics tab user and appearance box checked, you want to click apply and then wait a few seconds and then click OK. View. So next I'm going to add my hardware material. My color palette for this video is really just gold and marble and white. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go with semi-polished for now. Now for my cabinets, my cabinet base and my cabinet doors, I'm going to go for white wood. Just going to go with this white laminate. So now I'm just going to go to box at the bottom, which is the graphic display. And I'm going to click realistic. And it's going to load. And as you can see, this is not a render view. This is just a realistic view. So as you can see, you have the white and all that, really cool. And then I'm going to click load into project because I'm done with this. Obviously, you want to save, but this is just for a video, so I'm going to click no. And you just want to place it in your project wherever you see fit. So I'm just going to actually turn it around a bit. By clicking the space bar, it'll rotate on its own. And I'm going to click so it can place. So what if you want to add a sink in your island? So you're going to want to already have your sink file open. This is just a double sink that I got from Kohler. If you want to know where you can get some amazing Revit components such as sinks, kitchenware, and anything other like that, I have a video already out about the best websites with the best Revit files. There are no gimmicks, no strings attached. What you download is what you get. This sink and this faucet is actually from Kohler, which is actually one of the websites listed in that video, along with some amazing other websites. They are my top 5 at the moment, so you should check that video out. I'll link in the description box below. So this is it. I'm going to go ahead and say load into project and close. And I'm going to click project 1 because that's the building that my island is in. And just want to place it. You can rotate it by selecting the space bar. Just want to place it where you see it fit. And then you can hit escape twice or right click and hit cancel twice. So there's my sink. And now for my faucet, I'm going to do the same thing. Load into project and close because I don't need to edit or anything. And just space bar, rotate it so you get it where it needs to be. And as you can see, it's aligning with the middle, which is amazing. So boom. And I'm going to click this empty square, the detail level, and I'm going to click fine so that all the little details can show up. And boom. Look at that. An island. A really nice island, good for like an apartment size or whatever. That is what we created today, and it looks absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. God bless and have an amazing day.